I am here at Boone High School interviewing Officer Daniels because he is the SRO for Boone High School, and for my career I was thinking about being an SRO. So, Officer Daniels, if you could tell me your current job title and then, or the name of your position.
School Resource Officer, High School.
Okay. And how long have you been in this role?
Since 2009.
2009. Is that just at Boone, or is that at middle school, elementary school?
Prior to that, 3 years in elementary, and then in 2009, I transferred.
Boone? What elementary school?
We service multiple in the elementary level, and so my 4 that were assigned were Lake Silver, Rosemont, Princeton, and Kettle.
Okay. And can you describe your career and educational pathway? What type of degree, certification, or licenses you have?
I have a bachelor's degree in public administration, which is pretty standard today in law enforcement to have at least a 4-year degree in something, preferably other than criminal justice. As you go along the process, they have specialized schools such as the great training, gang resistance education training, all stuff. We have special SRO classes that we go to. It's, they have the first phase, it's a 40-hour work week that you go through, and there's seasoned SROs, and they review state statutes, etc., stuff like that. And the department has their policies that govern what we do, etc.
What knowledge or skills must someone have if they're interested in pursuing this career?
As far as school resource goes, it's understanding juvenile law, everything. I haven't been to adult court in probably 5 years. Everybody to deal with, 99% of juveniles. And then also understanding the intricacies, whether it's students with Baker Acts, mental health issues, crisis intervention type stuff, and also those students that, we have a lot of students here on the school, on our campus, that are ESC. They're, we have a DHA, so the deaf hard of hearing unit, and those students who are mentally disabled, and they all bring along with them specialized care.
What do you enjoy most about your job?
It's just different. I mean, it's normal Monday through Friday. We follow a school schedule, so I like getting up early in the morning and getting home at a decent time. So it's good for the family. But then back again to the whole difference. It's, you're not always running and gunning and taking you to jail. There's the nicer side to it. People generally like you. Yeah, people generally like you, so that's a good thing.
What do you like least about your job?
We hate having to hem somebody up in the criminal justice system. It's one thing for adults because you're adults. The juveniles often get caught up in the juvenile system by nature of the crime, and are mandated to submit it over to the state attorney's office, and it's always a bad thing.
What advice do you have for students who are interested in pursuing this career?
Everybody, you gotta have a college education to get hired by good agency. You work hard, everybody's gotta work the street, do your time there. And then as you're doing your time in patrol, start making relationships, fill in as temporary duty, so people in the schools get to know you, and things just happen.
Can you give me a day-to-day insight on what your job is like?
Lots, mostly paperwork. Mostly paperwork. Today it's just returning emails, dealing with traffic issues at the school. SROs are often, they're considered as school-based, but we're more of a community-based. And so our purpose is to not just address the issues here, but those issues within our community that either are caused by our students or might affect our students.
And then, what is it like working with kids instead of adults? You kind of touched on that earlier about being patrol, but...
Back again, it's, they generally like you. There are a lot of issues by nature being honest. And, I don't know, I mean, you have to like kids. So if you don't like kids, if you have an aversion to them, obviously this one is certainly the job.
Right. And you said everybody does their time in the street, so you were obviously patrol.
I spent 7 years on patrol.
Is it like being a detective where you have to take a test to be an SRO, or is it?
It varies, management style to management style. When I came on a number of years ago, there's an interview panel, so you had to sit down with the chain and they asked you a panel of questions, and then you actually had to go through a teaching element portion of it where you were in a classroom and they observed, hey, what's your comfort level, talk to people, are you completely dry, that kind of stuff. some compatibility.
And you said, obviously the college degree, but something other than criminal justice?
Anybody coming to law enforcement, period, something other than criminal justice. If you get hurt, or you find out that I just hate this job, you find something else that you fall back onto. And honestly, it's something that interests you that you're going to do well in. Just for your own personal life.
Because I'm at Valencia right now and I'll transfer to UCF, you know, the 2 and 2. But I was going to do a degree in criminal justice, but
I did public administration. It's business, but with the public sector. So it's interesting to learn how governments operate, which is important. That's what we work with, and so dealing with that hierarchy. And then also I took a lot of classes in political science because that's what interested me, especially European stuff. And so that's, I tell anybody, go that route. OPD, any agency could care less what your degree is in. We need to have
Police Academy, right? Is where you learn your stuff.
The Police Academy is where your state certification comes in. The other degree is something beyond the city that you call it a retirement. A lot of folks, we have a lot of folks who are teachers.
Yeah.
They have their master's degree in education.
Yeah, because if I didn't do criminal justice, I would have done history. So.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, as a criminal justice coordinator now, he has a teaching certificate prior to becoming a law enforcement officer. He actually has a master's in teaching. And so it was there as a retirement. He retired after 20 years. And so now he's now a teacher here, but he's also a college professor.
Yeah.
He teaches at Valencia. So just it opens up a lot more doors than trying to be so focused on the necessary.
Okay. I think that's it. So I have no other questions. Nice and simple. Sounds good. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Good luck.